Tuesday Truths. A moment to pause, reflect, and take something real into your week. This week, I want to introduce you to Jay Whitney. Jay was taken from his family as a child and sent to South Africa. He grew up searching for identity, battling the weight of relationship that damaged his mental health and facing financial struggles that brought him to his knees. But Jay did something remarkable. He wrote it all down. His book, it's called A Childhood Taken. It's his truth, it's unfiltered, and it's unflinching. We sat down for a 2-part conversation of leading our own way this week, and I want you to go and listen to both parts. Part 1 yesterday and part 2 will drop tomorrow, but today it's Tuesday Truths, where I take a few segments of part 1 and a few segments of part 2 and put it into this little episode for you to tune into. It might be better for you, who knows? But the real ones, please go. Part 1, part 2, you'll absolutely find it incredible. Jay's absolutely amazing. Everything's in the show notes, but please press follow and give us a review if you can. Keep leading your own way. Here's Jay for Tuesday Truths.
My earliest memories are of a place, a god-awful place in South Africa called Rustenburg. There was a little porch on the front of the bungalow. That was my little haven. Just let me be on the porch. Let me just play in the muck and just with the limited things I had. Just let me be. I'm doing no harm to nobody. I'm not hurting anybody. She was a heavy smoker. She always, in the book, it's always a cigarette. There's always a fag in the mouth. This one time in South Africa, I was sat on the front porch. An individual walked past, an African individual, called me over. Come here. Comes across. It's how they are. It comes across very aggressive. Initially, maybe not. It's, like certain places in the world, like the Irish accents, they might come across a bit aggressive as well. And I can say that because I'm part Irish. I've got a lot of Irish family. Calls me over to the gate. I'm only playing on the front porch. I'm doing no harm. Boy, come here. I look round. I see where the dog is. So we had, I've always grown up with animals, love animals. We had a Rhodesian Ridgeback. Beautiful dog. Beautiful. Loved her. She loved me. She used to let me ride her up and down the drive. She was such a beautiful animal. Very, very protective. Very protective. So I was looking to see where she was. I think she was locked in the back. So I went up to the gate, but I stood back just in case, like, they tried to grab me. Which was the case all the time. Do you know, like, people being kidnapped all the time, people being murdered over there. It's, yeah, part and parcel. Said, have you got any work? I was like, I don't know. Well, you must have work. She heard a commotion. The gate, it was like an old chain gate and it rattled if you touched it. So she must have heard the gate go. Came out, stood on the front porch, hurling abuse at this individual. Racial abuse. I turned round. I was sat back. She was like, get away to me. And he went, please, mum, have you got any work? It was, ma'am, please. No, we haven't got any work. Go. In other words, let's say. Please, I'll work for... It was it's Rand's over there, but he said I'll even work for food. So this individual wanted to work for food. That's how poor this area was. Bit of to and froing. She eventually agreed. So she said, right, cut the grass, cut that. Very abrupt, very, very aggressive. I went and sat back on the porch. She brought out some sandwiches. He was eating, and he started eating these sandwiches. And then he lit up a cigarette. And I was just looking over like that. Just the smell of it, the smell and the heat, never forget it. The unbearable heat, the smell of the smoke, and just, it was like the smell of just blood and death in the air. That's the best way I can describe it. Do you know what I mean? It's just as a whole. So he looked over at me and he said, do you smoke? In his accent. And I just said, yeah. Why do we always say yes? We always say yeah. People are uncomfortable. We always say yes in life, don't we? I don't know why I said yes. I just said yes to everything because that was my life. I would never say no to anything over her knee. And she took off her slipper or her shoe or whatever she had on. And she just started hitting me. He started hitting me and hitting me, and I was crying at first. I was crying, and then I started laughing, and I still do that sometimes now. In like maybe in an uncomfortable situation, I will laugh at something. It's not necessarily funny. It's me. It's a coping mechanism, I think, that stemmed from that very minute in my life. Yeah, I'm scoffing now. Like now, she beat me for I don't know how long, but I do remember I was like, my back feels wet. So I put my hand around my back and I was trying to shield myself, and she grabbed my arm, and then I managed to pull my arm back out, and there was blood all down. And then someone came out of the house in horror and said, "What are you doing? What have you done? Look at the state of him. Back, my arse, red raw blood." I couldn't sleep, sit. I couldn't sleep on my back for I don't even know how long. I couldn't sit. And then she just sort of flung me off. Well, it was his fault. It was him. It was his fault. And just left me. And then this individual picked me up and took me inside and kept a childhood taken. A life. That little boy.
Who can I ask who that individual was who went to take care of you? What was that relationship to you?
I'm not 100% who it was. It was an individual. I thought it was a specific person. I asked them and they were unaware of it. They were horrified. They were absolutely horrified. Yeah, I'm not 100% who it was, but it was an individual. It was someone at that time that saved me. Saved me. How far would she have gone? I've absolutely got no idea. No idea.
Was there other occasions like that?
Yeah, there was multiple occasions. It got to the point where I couldn't go against her. I couldn't say no. So it got to the point where I would go out of my way. I'd want it on my terms. It's like, if something's going to happen to me, I want it on my terms. If I'm going to get beaten, hit or whatever, I want it on my terms. So I'd go out of my way to then create a situation that then she would get me and beat me. And then I knew then, okay, it's done. It's been on my terms. It's done now. I've got a period of time before something else. She was disgusting. She was honestly disgusting. She should have. If I wasn't where I was now, and if I didn't have who I have around me and the responsibility that I have, and people, little eyes looking at me, I could quite easily just say, look, it would have been just easy just to beat me till I couldn't be beaten anymore. It was things like, as well, when this all exploded, when it came out, and and I said, why didn't you just tell me? Why didn't you just tell me that you weren't my mum? Well, I did tell you. I used to sit beside your bed and tell you.
When you were asleep?
So, I never used to be able to sleep. I still struggle sleeping now. She used to sit beside my bed and talk to me in my sleep. So when I was younger, I had problems with wetting the bed. That's it. Oh, were you drinking too much? No, it wasn't because of that at all. It was because you were sat by my bed, talking to me in my sleep, saying God knows what, absolutely traumatizing my subconscious mind to the point where I'd wet the bed. Just think about that for a minute. Just think about that for a minute.
It's disgraceful.
We're only here once, so we have multiple problems when we have our health, don't we? But then say we don't have our health, we've only got one problem then.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
so
Let's
true.
go and live your life. Go out and live your life. Honestly, Andrew, on paper, I've probably had 20 years taken from me. I am living my life. I am helping people through my website. I never would. My education didn't start until I was maybe like 9 or 10. I built a website the other month. It was a struggle. I had help from my wife, but I did it. There's nothing we can't do. Like, I've nearly finished the book. When the book's out, it's going to explode.
And I want it here. I want it here.
Yes, you can have it. You can have it. That's not the end goal. The end goal is then the feature film. I want this story told everywhere. I want everyone to hear about it. I'm I was going to say I want to help people. I am helping people. People are coming to me now, confiding in me every day. Every day, people. Someone came up to me yesterday and just had a little quiet conversation with me. Said, "Oh, Jay, I went on your website. Oh, it was brilliant. You know, I love that little blog section that you've got." And then they went on to say, "Oh, something happened in my childhood." And then we got interrupted. I'm helping people.
You are?
I'm helping people. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about, helping people. Because I know what it's like to be alone. I know what it's like to be alone, Andrew, and have absolutely nobody there for you. Nobody. Even though you've got even though you've got multiple family members around you. I know what that's like. I know what it's like to walk into a hostile environment, a hostile room where people are out to get you, out to take something from you. I know what that feels, and I'm here.
That what I can see in you there on camera is a lot of and the expressions that you've used throughout this episode. I think I can see a lot of strength and courage in you now. Obviously, you paint a picture of when you were a little boy, and there was none of that there. But do you think standing up, that pivotal moment of standing up to your nan, do you think that's where you got your strength and courage from? That pivotal moment, do you think?
Yeah, it was kindling, starting that little fire inside me that I was unaware of. That has only just grown over the years, and I just needed a little. We all need a helping hand, and I didn't have that up until about 15 years ago, where I was at my lowest point of my life. I had nothing. I had nothing going for me. I was dying. I was mentally dying, physically dying. The best way I can paint this picture is in a hole, dying, in a dark hole, dying, and then a hand comes in and reaches for me and says, "I'm here for you. Let me help you." And this hand.
Who was the hand?
My wife.
Beautiful. What you just witnessed is only a snippet of our amazing conversation this week. This is what Leading Our Own Way is all about. Real stories, real transformation. If you're watching this before Wednesday, part 1 dropped yesterday and part 2 releases tomorrow. But if you're already here after Wednesday, all parts are available now. Head to YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts and every other major platform and look for the numbers on the bottom left-hand corner of the episode's covers to start with part 1. Trust me, you don't want to miss this incredible journey.